What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Manny Reacts. I have an announcement to make, which is that I just got monetized and I am now a part of the YouTube partnership program. And I'm so grateful for all of your support. The fact that there are people out there who take something positive away from the commentary that I have to give on music, on society, on mental health and politics and culture. I mean, it's something that brings me a sort of joy that is difficult to express in one video. So, yeah, thank you so much. This means a lot to me. And I promise that this is just the start of something new, something beautiful, and that this channel will continue to grow, and that once it gets to where I want it to get, I will not forget the people who first started subscribing to me, the people who first saw the potential that I had. And another little announcement that I want to make is that I will be creating a new background pretty much, because I know that some of y'all has something to say about the gray background. You didn't really like the gray background. Then I put a whole bunch of colors on it and y'all were like, you could still do something more with it. So we're gonna keep these up, but yeah, I'm gonna be investing in a new camera, a new background, new lighting. So yeah, I really want to do it big for y'all. I really want to improve the quality of the content that I'm putting out, as well as staying consistent with the amount of videos that I'm posting. I wouldn't do that if I didn't believe in the mission and what we're trying to do here, what I'm trying to do here, as far as empowering, inspiring, and enabling you to be a better version of who you already are. That's what I'm trying to do with myself. And granted, we all fall short from time to time, and that's just a part of the process. That's a part of the evolution. That's a part of the growth. So when that happens, and we don't live up to the standards that we set for ourselves, whether it's in our home life as it pertains to the way we interact with our family, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in school, you got to be able to give yourself some leeway. You got to be patient with yourself. You got to be gentle with yourself, and remember to keep your focus. That's something that I've been struggling with, honestly, over the past couple months or so, just reminding myself why I do what I do, and how I just need to, as long as I focus on what I need to do, on what my calling is, I'm in good hands. Focus on my calling. Focus on the calling, as well as the pain and suffering of ordinary people. And that's my goal. Everything else is white noise. Everything else is a distraction. So yeah, but now I'm going off on a tangent. And yeah, also shout out to everyone on CASHAPP who supported me and donated to the channel before I got my application approved for monetization. Because in all honesty, all that money, I think y'all gave me something crazy over the course of just a month. I'm just so grateful for y'all. But just know that every single penny of that will be spent on improving the quality of this channel. Like I said, it's going to be spent on new lighting. It's going to be spent on a new backdrop, a new camera, all that good stuff, a little tripod, because whatever you invest into me, I want to invest back to you. So there you go. Once again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I love you to death. And yo, I'm telling you, this is just a start. Like, we're gonna do it so big. We're gonna do it so big. And the things we're gonna be able to accomplish with this platform, with this channel, with the message that, you know, or the messages that I'm putting out, it's not gonna be, you're not gonna see anything like it. You're not gonna see anything like it. You know, I see, and shout out to the other reactors too, but you know, people are getting like thousand, like, nah, I don't have to throw dirt on them in order to big myself up. But I'll just put it like this, like, I don't know, man. There's more to this. There's more to this in the reaction videos. You know, and I know I'm being very vague here, but that's because I'm still in the process of visualizing what this platform can lead to in terms of, you know, the partnerships that I can create with other people and other businesses that are aligned with my philosophy, you know. So that's the goal, to kind of maximize my impact to the extent that I could help more and more people, whether that is like through just the commentary I provide, whether that's through material resources if this channel ever gets that big. But that's exactly what we're gonna do, and we're gonna take a transnational approach too, bro. Like, there's a lot of injustice and inequity going on in the United States, especially as it pertains to you know, the distribution of resources, the haves, the have-nots, the rich and the poor. But that shit is going on all over the world, you know. So if I could use this platform to bring attention to that, but not just bring attention to it and raise social awareness, but also use it to connect with powerful people and to persuade them into giving more, then that's exactly what I'm gonna do. But it's not all about speaking truth to power either, or trying to persuade powerful people, because they know what they're doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? They know what they're doing is wrong. So it's also a matter of speaking truth to people who don't feel like they have any power. Because honestly, that's me and you, right? Like, many of us feel disillusioned by the current establishment we have in place right now. And we know that regardless of what's going on with all these elections, most politicians are charlatans. Most rich people don't care about us. All these corporations, you know, they just want to maximize their bottom line at our expense while suppressing our wages. And you might think I'm speaking in the abstract, but I'm not. I mean, think about it. Especially if you're working at CVS or Stop and Shop or at Rite Aid, like, you really think you deserve to be getting paid $12 an hour? Even the merchandise, even the products they're selling at those places, at a CVS, let's say M&Ms, think about like how much money that corporation is making off of having you distribute, you know, their product. Think about how much money Pedialyte is making, because they sell that in CVS too. Think about how much money Hershey's is making, because they sell that too. Think about how much money Coca-Cola is making, while people are out here working $12 an hour during a pandemic to maximize their bottom line. So y'all can keep thinking that CVS, Stop and Shop, Rite Aid, Amazon, that they really care about you, but they don't, because if they did, it would show through what you're being compensated. And the fact that so many of us are in precarious situations financially just goes to show that people in power don't care about us the way they say they do. Because if they did, we wouldn't be saddled down with all this student loan debt. We wouldn't be saddled down with all this medical debt. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be almost completely reliant on credit in order to get us through the day, in order for us to survive. Because at the end of the day, Yeah, we're building our credit, but we shouldn't have to. We should be making enough money to the point where we ain't even got to get a credit card. In the same way that Jeff Bezos could pay for a car in full if he wanted to. He could pay for a whole yacht. He could pay for a whole island in cash. We should be able to pay for a car, for a house, for daycare in cash. So I know I just went off on a really long tangent, but this is what you're gonna get from me. Even though it's gonna be a little more structured, like I said, I'm really gonna start focusing on the quality of the content that I'm putting out, and just sharpening my editing skills, drawing out outlines and scripts so that I have a sense of direction when I talk to y'all as well, because you deserve my best. You don't deserve to just have me riff whenever I feel like it. Even though you'll get that too. We'll do live streams and stuff, and you could ask whatever questions. It's only been 3 months, and I feel like we've created a movement. You know, like a movement of like-minded people who see music as a roadmap to understanding ourselves and understanding the world around us and where we fit into the grand scheme of things, right? Because most of us, I think most of us are looking for a sense of purpose, right? Yeah, most of us are looking for a sense of purpose. And that's why I think like we like reaction videos so much, right? They remind us that we are relatable, because in a world that often brands us as like outcasts and weirdos and freaks, it's nice to be reminded that we're relatable, right? Because to be relatable is to be human. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm like, maybe I'm being too philosophical now, but you know what I mean, right? Like when a reactor takes the time to appreciate like the beauty and complexity in a song that we all know and love, like it reminds us that there's beauty and complexity within us, you know, and that it deserves to be celebrated, because deep down I think we all see ourselves in the music that we like. It's an extension of who we are. So when somebody's like watching our favorite song or our favorite music video, when somebody's listening to our favorite song and they're smiling while they're watching the artist, it really feels like they're looking into our soul. They're smiling at us. They're taking the time to appreciate us. You know? When I first started this channel, if y'all remember, like I was very explicit, in that one of my goals was to provide a space in the comment section where people could vent and process their feelings and emotions and unwind and heal without feeling like they were being judged, which is why I moderate the comment section so heavily, because people can be nasty in comment sections, but that's not going to happen on my channel, because I know that has a potential to like ruin your day. You know what I'm saying? If somebody says something like really rude and nasty about a particular artist, or spreads some like rumors or something, or even says something nasty about me, like, yeah, I'm affected by it, but more so than anything else, like when y'all read the comments, like even if it's for a split second where you see that really negative comment, like that affects us, that affects you. Yeah, that affects you. And I think when people talk about like the accumulation of trauma, they don't spend enough time thinking about the ways in which like social media can be a traumatizing experience. So I don't know, maybe it's gonna get to a point where I get so big that I pay somebody else to delete like the really nasty and negative comments, so we could keep this space like healthy and free of toxicity. But I don't know, but I hope that my commentary has given you some degree of validation, comfort, joy, empowerment, all the above, because that's a part of the mission too. And like I hinted at before, it's no secret that social justice and fairness are huge themes on this channel and in my dialogue. So going forward, like into the new year, I just really want to encourage y'all to love a little harder and care more for the less fortunate in our society, which means if someone is in need of help and you have the ability to help them. And if you need help, don't be afraid to ask someone you know and trust. And if somebody's being mislabeled, you got to speak up for them. These are just things like we're taught to do, like when we're kids, or maybe we're not, but we oftentimes forget the basics. Like I said, things can be so distracting and we lose sight of the shit that's really important. Which one of those things is like creating a society, creating a community that's a little more harmonious, a little more peaceful. But that peace, of course, doesn't come without justice. So that's why justice, I feel, should be at the center of what most of us strive for. Yeah. And going back to what I said about being gentle with yourself, look, like this society was designed to break most of us. So that's crucial. That's crucial. You don't need to be harder on yourself than society already is. So be gentle with yourself and remember that, perfection is a myth. And that's not what we should be striving for. We should be striving for growth. Are you a little bit better than you were yesterday? Are you a little bit more empathetic than you were yesterday? Are you a little bit more understanding than you were yesterday? And like I said, there are going to be days where we fall short and we revert back to our old ways. We revert back to our bad habits. But for the most part, that's really what we should be looking for, is that growth. So yeah, value your hard work. Don't work too hard. Don't compete with other people. Compete only with yourself. Carry yourself with respect. Tell the truth and do right by people. What else? Like challenge the status quo, and in the process of doing so, I don't know, break some rules. But yeah, with that said, you have made this channel what it is today, and I thank you for that. With all that being said, I will see y'all next time. But until then, be safe, be easy, and Happy New Year.